Luck, we're guaranteed to win. Wonder if I can beat him real quick. I'm probably gonna take a break after I get his stars all the way up. When I take a break, I mean I'm gonna go do something else. I'll probably play a different game when I come back. So this might be like just a one-off episode, because I probably won't record again for like another week. I got other videos to do that'll actually get views. You say, why do you just make videos if all you care about is views? Why don't you just make what you want to make? Well, I mean, I do make videos that I want to make. I also need to make videos that'll get me views, because I have bills to pay. I do both. When your full-time job is making videos, you can afford to do both. If I wanted to just make money, I'd do nothing but make videos that get me views. The videos that get me views, though, it's not like they're terrible either. Like, oh my god, I hate making these. Because the videos that get me views are just the ones that I decided to make for fun one day. And they just happen to do well. And I was like, oh, I just gotta keep doing videos like these and I'll get more views. And yep. That's what I do. The same thing for my Yu-Gi-Oh channel. I just, like, the entire concept of the channel was just me making videos for fun. Because I always just made gimmick decks all the time when I played, ever since I was little, when I used to play them on my Game Boy. And it turns out having an entire Yu-Gi-Oh channel dedicated to gimmick decks is actually great for views. So my Yu-Gi-Oh channel is fine. I don't have to change anything about it. I just play Yu-Gi-Oh the way I've always liked to play it, and it's actually a very good way to get views. I'd probably get more if I made like more list videos about Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. I kind of want to bring out a YGO Guardian, but I want to see what his trap cards are first. Especially since he uses Ancient Gear Golem stuff. Ah, Mirror Force. Okay, I'm glad I didn't go for the card I wanted to go for then. Alrighty then. So what was I talking about? Oh, I think I was talking about views or something. Yeah, my Yu-Gi-Oh channel is actually my second most popular channel. Because I have like 10 channels. Of them, only 2 of them actually get decent enough views to quantify prioritizing them over my other videos. God damn it, Morphin Jar. I lost 2 dads. I'm so sad now. Yeah, so anyway, my Yu-Gi-Oh channel is one of them. It's one of my priorities. Oh, you know, now that I think about it, I haven't put out a Yu-Gi-Oh video like the past 2 days. Oops. I should probably go do that after this. I need to make a Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I spent yesterday like 2 hours building decks, so I have... all I do is just get footage. Here, footage. I attack you with my monsters directly. Like, my WoW channel is a higher priority, but my Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel is still a priority. Like, I have to make sure I have videos for those 2 channels made, and then I'll work on the other ones. All my other channels are basically just for fun, because they don't get enough views to make it a priority like my Yu-Gi-Oh! Or WoW channel. To put it in numbers, my WoW channel gets about 1 million views a month. My Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel gets somewhere around 250,000, which is still pretty good. It's like a fourth as big as my WoW channel. And my third most popular channel gets about 30,000 views a month, which is, you know, a little bit less than 250,000. And a lot less than 1 million. So to put numbers to it, yes, my Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel is definitely a priority because it's my second most popular. And it's second most popular by a pretty good margin. Getting 250,000 views every month is really good. That's how many views a lot of the other bigger Yu-Gi-Oh! Channels get as well. I think I took a look at some of the demographics. Like some of the other people who do Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff on YouTube, they get about the same numbers as my Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel. even though they have like 5 times as many subscribers. Because the videos I make get a lot of views, because they're very searchable. They generate lots of search traffic. I only get like 15% of my views from subscribers anyway. The rest of them come from search, which is a really good number to have. And since I have like almost 2,000 videos now, that's a lot of lots of search views every day. Both my Yu-Gi-Oh! And WoW channel aren't really dependent on subscribers. Even though they both have a decent amount. My Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel has like, what, it's almost 12,000? It's 11... I checked it today, it was 11,700, I think. 11,700, just not half bad. And then my WoW channel hit 45,000 the other day. And they both get way higher views than other channels around their same sub count, because they both get a ton of their views from like YouTube suggests or from searches, which is really lucky. Luckily the types of videos I make are very searchable and very suggestible by YouTube. They love to suggest my WoW videos, and I get about half my views because of that. You know, I'm actually doing kind of bad right now. I wasn't expecting a morphine jar to completely screw me over. I think I should censor my mouth a little bit. I know there's some people who aren't yet adults who watch these videos. Funny that a card game built for children has, let's see, he had a Mirror Force last time. What if I go with a Stardust Dragon? Yeah, I should be able to stop if he brings out an Ancient Gear Golem. There we go. Stardust Dragon might help. Ha, stupid Crawley. I think you can stop my Stardust. Oh, you know what? I was about to say, what was I talking about? No, I think I finished that train of thought. While I was dueling, I was just talking about my YouTube channels and how my WoW channel gets 4 times as many views as my Yu-Gi-Oh! One. But my Yu-Gi-Oh! One still does very well. Well enough where it's definitely one of my priorities. So I'm never gonna stop making Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos. That would be crazy. That'd be like giving up 25% of my paycheck every month for no reason. Especially since I still like playing the game. Well, I should say I still like making decks. I never really like playing the game. The game is inherently unfair. It's all about having the best deck, because it's power creeped out the ass right now. If you're not playing one of the top tier decks, you have a very hard time of winning unless you're playing a specific counter to that deck. Because a lot of the top tier decks have... Let's see, what is it that make a top tier deck? One, they need to have card advantage in some way. Monarchs right now can get card advantage out the ass. They get it so well, there's actually a deck built around just like drawing your entire deck with just Monarchs. Card advantage in the way of drawing cards or swarming the field with minimal card investment. Cosmos can do the same thing. They can swarm the field with minimal card investment. Lots of other decks that aren't meta can't really do that. You know, you're not gonna see, whatchamacallit, X-Sabers swarming the field without a huge investment. Because X-Sabers are all about swarming from the hand without replacing themselves. If they die, they're dead, and they can't really do anything about it. If you swarm from the hand with cards like Cosmos, or whatchamacallit, Yangzines even, they'll just replace themselves if you destroy them. Or what was it? Those other cards? Dang it, what are they called? Dante's Inferno. Burning Abyss. Yeah, they have really good, like, if you destroy them, they'll be able to replace themselves. A lot of the meta decks, they're all built around advantage. But that's just one of them. They have to have good advantage, and they have to have good field removal. Like some way to destroy cards on the field. Damn it. Don't bring out Ancient Gear Golem. Oh shit, did I seriously forget to set Solemn Warning? Shit. He's just special summon another monster. Don't go into Ancient Gear Golem. If you go into that, I lose. Oh man, that was so close. Oh yeah. So anyways, to have a meta deck, you need card advantage and field removal. Those are like basically the two main components. And you can have those basically in any way. Card advantage through replacing themselves on death, you know, like Cosmos or the Dante Inferno cards. I keep forgetting Burning Abyss. Or through just like pure advantage, like Monarchs, where they just draw a lot. Where they're still able to clear out the field of problem cards. If you don't have both of those things, oh, you know, Perform Animals too. They draw a lot as well, and they replace themselves pretty easily since they're pendulum monsters. They can basically just come back if they die, no problem. They're able to swarm, which is card advantage. Card advantage doesn't mean just drawing cards. It also means having cards out in the field. That's why Stratos is a +1, because he goes out on the field while at the same time adding a card to your hand. The same +1 that you'd get from Pot of Greed, where you replace itself by drawing one card plus one extra. Allure of Darkness. Maybe I can get... Oh shit, my hand is so almost dead. I should stop doing this. I'm gonna die to deck out pretty soon, just watch. There we go. And let's set another Mirror Force. Whew. So yeah, anyways, since the meta game is usually revolved around card advantage and field destruction, there's only so many decks in the game that are able to do that. And if they do it well, they're the decks everyone plays. And if you're not playing a deck that's one of those, you can still win if you get lucky. But that's the thing, only if you get lucky. And I don't really like luck-based games. If you're playing, you know, against other meta decks, it does come down to a lot more skill. There's skill in the fact of baiting your opponent's cards out and, you know, the psychological warfare that comes from playing against someone else who also has a good deck. You don't want to overload the field because they might be able to wipe it out in the next turn. You don't want to be too conservative because they might destroy your cards and then overload their field and take you out. I mean, there's a lot more to it than that, but there are the mind games that come around from that. It's not like if you play the meta, it's real easy. You still have to do some thinking, depending on the deck you're playing. I'm pretty sure there's some decks that you basically play the same way every time. But that's not really the fun thing for me. I like to play weird decks that use cards that you never get to see because it's like, oh, that's not a Monarch card. I haven't seen anyone play that card before. I wonder how it would work out in a deck. Oh, that's how it would work. That's a neat little duel that you can pull off with those cards I rarely ever see. I mean, I would never use them in a real duel, but that was a nice video I just watched, and that's basically what my channel is. It's cards used in decks in an entertaining way. That way you get to see what they look like in a duel without you having to actually do it yourself. So I make sure the duels are entertaining. I like to make them close, or me just completely destroying my opponent. And since I run into a lot of meta decks, I have to... You don't see all the duels that I do. You only see the ones where I win, or if they're a close game. Because it would be really boring to show everything. And people might say, no, I'd like to see them all. No. No, you wouldn't. I've tried showing a few duels, like, here's a deck that's really bad. You want to see all the times I lost? And I get a whole bunch of people complain. It's like, all you did was lose with this deck. I was like, I know. The decks I play are really bad. They're just fun and gimmicky. They're fun to watch play, like, you know, once or twice, but it's not a deck you'd actually want to play yourself. That's what I try to stress with the decks I play. People always ask me, like, ooh, is this deck competitive? The answer is always no. No, if you want to go out and win, play one of the meta decks. There's 1,000,001 YouTubers who showcase the meta decks. Just go copy one of them and play it a few times, learn the basics of it. It's not really that hard to learn how to play a meta deck. And play one of those and you'll win a lot, depending, as long as you don't go against other meta decks. If you go against other meta decks, then you actually have to. That's where skill comes in. But even then, the skill cap for playing meta decks against people who also play meta decks is not very high either. It also partly comes down to luck. If you're luckier than your opponent, and you play decently, you know, you don't just use a Fire Lake on 2 cards that can floaters or something. There's a good chance you can win if you're luckier than your opponent, but it doesn't all come down to luck. You still have to know how to play your deck somewhat competently. So if you have 2 competent players playing against each other, and they're both playing good meta decks that have a fair share of advantages and disadvantages against each other, the person who will come out on top is the one who's either luckier or is luckier. Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't have that much. It's not like if you say, let's take a real skill game like Super Smash Brothers Melee. If you have 2 Super Smash Brothers players who are both like top tier players play against each other, the one who's going to win is probably the one who's a little bit better or got luckier. But if you take the top Smash player and you play him against just a normal person, and you have them play like 20 games, the top Smash player is going to win 20 times out of 20. Let's say you take, you know, the top Monarch player in the world, and you play him against another top Monarch player. The person who's going to win is probably the one whoever gets luckier. But if you take the top Monarch player in the world and you play him against a normal person who has a Monarch deck and they play 20 duels, the top Monarch player might win half of them, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a luck-based game at its core. And I don't really like luck-based games. So why do I have a channel dedicated to a card game which is where luck is a factor in it? Well, because I like to make the gimmick decks. That's it. That's why I don't make meta decks. That's why I don't even try. It's not something I enjoy doing. Ugh, it's time for class. Ooh, it's time for class. Visitor from the Abyss. You know what? I kind of want to end it here and go take a break.